Patreon, going strong. If you want to go over there and join in on the fun, we got 3 tiers on Canadian dollars. First tier is $3 a month, where you get these episodes ad free. You also get AMAs once a month, or learn about me episodes once a month. And then on the second tier, which is $5 a month, you get everything from the first tier, as well as coverage of a reality show of yesteryear. That's right now Jersey Shore, currently in season 3. You can also go to the main feed, where there will be the first episode of every season released there. So you can try that before you head over to the Patreon. And then on the third tier, you get everything from the first 2 tiers, as well as coverage from a true crime documentary. We got the backlog of Ashley Madison documentary, Man with 1,000 Kids, Into the Fire, Lacey Peterson, and again, all those episodes for the first episode of each is in the main feed, so you can try that before you head over. So if you are interested, you can head over to patreon.com/reality t2, and you can sign up for whichever tier you feel for. Again, you can try before you buy, which basically means you can try any tier for a week before committing to it. Even if you are on other tier, if you are on tier 1 or the first tier and you want to go over to the second tier, you could still try that second tier for a week before committing to the upgrade. So again, that is at patreon.com/reality t2. And of course, the link is in the show notes, website, social media accounts. It's all available there. Welcome to Reality T2, the podcast where we discuss all the trash reality TV we love to hate. I'm Tanika, and today we're going to be discussing Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I know I promised that you were going to be getting Hunt for Love, but change of plans is just going to be me for this episode. We'll see about the tell-all reunion, whatever they're calling it, to see if we can get Ava for that one. But otherwise, you're going to have me for this episode. So I'm not sure if you're going to get 2 episodes today. It might just be the one. I'll see how my day goes. I have a little bit of a busier day today. So we'll see kind of how it goes. But if not, you'll get Hunt for Love starting Monday. Okay, so no hot goss this episode, but again, just as a reminder, you would have already gotten the bonus episode of the first episode of Escaping Twin Flames, which is the documentary for this month on the Patreon 3rd tier. So if you want to listen to more of that, you can head on over to patreon.com/reality t2, subscribe to the 3rd tier, and you can get the remaining 2 episodes over there, as well as the other documentaries that were mentioned in the ad previously. Okay, guys, let's jump in to the reason that we're here, and that is Secret Lives, Mormon Wives, episode 10, the final episode for now. Oh, right, so Layla is bringing a gift for Taylor. She's coming with beignets. I think if anyone could bring me the perfect gift, it is beignets from Nola. So, or it's a beignet mix. Give me the goddamn beignets. So, anyway, she says, or Taylor says, I should say, I didn't go because I felt alone at the party. Because again, she had this expectation that Layla would step up and say something. Layla said she would. Layla did not. So I understand her feeling that. Layla, Layla says that during the trip, Demi basically said that if Taylor stays, I leave. So she's like, Okay, why? Why does it have to come to that? Like, it's such manipulation on her part, and I'm so pissed that she's not gonna be at the reunion because, like, she's not gonna answer to her shit, and I really want her to own up to her shit, I really do. Anyway, Leanne ends up coming in the middle of, Layla being there, and she says, "Okay, well then bye, bitch. Bye, bitch, go. No one needed you anyways." And Layla says, "Oh, um" well, before Layla says this, Taylor's kind of talking about the Christmas party that Demi is throwing. First of all, Taylor, honey, you know Demi hates your ass right now. Like, she is gunning for you. The last thing I'm gonna do is go to her party. I knew I would know automatically my ass ain't invited. But apparently she didn't quite get that memo because Layla basically says, "Oh, babe, like, I don't think you're invited." And she's like, "Well, she sent me an invite." "Oh, I think maybe she sent that invite by accident because I don't think you're invited." And then Leanne, Mama Leanne, the one time that I can say Mama Bear to the rescue here, says, "Okay, well, since Taylor's not invited, maybe I should come crash the party." Oh boy. I mean, it does kinda give that, "Hey, Whitney, why aren't you at the baby shower?" feel, but, like, these people, like, this person, I should say, is really gunning for Taylor, so it's like, why not? It adds drama. Anyway, when we get to the party now, it feels awkward as hell for everyone, but then, everything's kinda going smoothly, so smoothly that I don't remember what happened because boring. Because then Leanne shows up as she says she would, crashes the goddamn party. Whitney's like, "Oh my God, here we go again." And Leanne and Demi do sit and talk. Whitney, for whatever fucking reason, is sitting in on this because, like, of course, she has to just, she, you notice with Whitney, Whitney has to position herself right in the spot of the person she thinks is the quote unquote leader of Mom Talk. You notice that? More on that in a minute. So, anyways, yeah, Whitney's here. Of course, the Brett is kind of hanging around as well. Um, she's like, yeah, no, nope. She's kind of piggyback or not piggyback, but backing up Taylor here by saying, yeah, you not posting anything or saying anything to the post with Taylor going to the CMAs. That's a weird choice. I agree. I think it was a weird choice as well, knowing as it is a public situation here. Honestly, my question is, did Demi say anything at all? I can't remember if she said she did, but we know like Michaela did, we know Macy did privately, but my question is, did Demi at all? You know what I mean? Because that's something I need to know with Demi, kind of how she is right now. But Demi says is how she kind of came at everybody, which is true. I do think Taylor needed to take a step back and be like, hey, didn't like that instead of doing this public thing. But I also think Taylor felt she had to because you guys are now public figures. People are going to notice that no one said anything. But to go back to what I said, if Taylor just talked to everybody and said, what the hell? Y'all talk about it. Taylor could have done a very different post, or wait if people are chitter chattering about, oh, why didn't Demi say anything? Why didn't Michaela say anything? Why didn't Maisie? Blah, blah, blah. She could have then done a post and said, listen, it's fine. It was just bad timing with the CMAs. And I think they said Thanksgiving. That's, no one, we're not fighting, we're all good. Like, it could have been a very different situation. But Taylor leapt to, nobody loves me. It was just a quick leap. But Um, Leanne ends up saying to me, which is so true. She says, "To me, it feels like you want to be queen bee." Hell yeah, she does. Hell yeah, she does want to be queen bee. And here's the thing. Whitney knows that if Taylor were to be out of the group, which that will never fucking happen, but if she were to, Demi is going to be the quote unquote queen bee, and that's who I want to be around. More on that at the end. So, um, so I think this is when Whitney kind of shows up. Um, and Leanne kind of says, she's a single mom. This bitch, and I was like, wait, what? This bitch literally says, so was I. You don't have kids. And I don't say that to be a bitch because I know she's going through infertility issues. That is not where I'm coming from. I'm right along there beside her with that feeling. But you're not a mother biologically. You are married to Brett, who has children. You did not have children prior. You have stepchildren. So when were you a single mother? And someone says as much of, oh, so Demi's idea of being a single parent is being left with the kids for like a month. Bitch, that is not a single mother. You are so wholly disconnected with life that you honestly think that is you being a single mother? No. Taylor is legitimately a single mom because she is no longer married to the father of her children. Okay? She is not even in a relationship with Dakota at this point. She is a single mother. And Macy, I think at one point, was a single mother. That is the definition of single mother. My mom has been a single mom for, call it, 32 years. Okay? That's a single mother. Letitia, who has been on this podcast, she would consider herself, even though she is technically in a relationship, but she was a single mother for a very long time prior to, that having the whole thing. But she would classify herself as a single mother. This bitch is not a single mother. Never has been. You don't classify being left alone with children for a month because Brett is somewhere for a month. That's not a single mother. It's not only fucking with Taylor, but you're also just so unaware of other people who actually are single mothers. I think Leanne at one point would have potentially been a single mom. Maybe not for long, but she was probably a single mom of Taylor before she married the guy she's with now. Like, are you fucking dumb? I hate her. I see her and my skin crawls. I'm actually happy she's not going to be at the reunions. My skin doesn't have to crawl, but I'm just, ugh. So Demi says, I have been through shit too. I'm sure you have. We all have. And she has not been there for me. I don't I don't know. Because I wonder if Demi, do you actually talk about things that are going on in your life? Like, does Taylor really know everything that's going on in your life? Besides, like, you did open up about the infertility. Taylor was there when you did. So my question is, does Taylor actually know everything that you're going through for her to be there for you? Because I've seen her be there for Whitney, even though Whitney hated her, didn't, whatever. I've seen her be there for her. I've seen her be there for Macy. I've seen her be there for Michaela. I've seen her be there for people despite what she is going through. And right now, she's really in the middle of it. She is in the thick of it. She I think to an extent is maybe incapable of fully being there for everybody right now. But I've seen her be there for people. Unless you're actually opening up and telling her what is going on with you, how is she going to be there for you? And the thing is, it's like you then throw shit in her face about Dakota, about her drinking, all of that. You throw shit in her face. I'm sorry, but at that point, who's going to be there for you? Because when I'm telling you things about myself or like whatever, and then you're going to then throw it in my face, like you just can't do that. And listen, sometimes you feel like you want to. I've been there. It feels like I want to throw shit in your face because like you're coming at me hard. Listen, shit ain't looking good on your side either. But you don't do that. It's not right. You rant to somebody else or whatever and move on. Anyways, she's like, I'm tired of her getting passes. What passes? Are we talking about the swinging? Because again, A, we never would have known about that if it wasn't for Taylor coming out and saying it in the first place. But secondly, I don't even think Taylor herself gets herself passes. So it's like, it's not about giving people passes, you dumb bitch. It's about forgiveness. It's about moving on. It's about a resolution. That's what people do. You are not doing that though, for whatever reason. And honestly, I think to her core, she would resolute. She would move on past all of this. But because she is so thirsty for clout, she's unable to. That's her problem here. So she's like, go get help, get therapy, and go be a mother to her kids. So you're basically saying she's not being a mother to her kids. Coming from a person, yet again, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, you are not biologically a mother. You are a stepmother. Those children still have, I'm assuming, their biological mother. So in that sense, you're not a mother in the same way. You're just not. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that you're just not. Unless the biological mother is not around and you are literally taking on everything, then yes, you are a fucking mother. But in this case, you're not a mother. Not fully. You will take care of them kids when they're in your care. You'll do but at the end of the day, you're just not going to understand what it's really like to be a mother. I do not claim to know what it is like to be a mother because I am not a mother. So I can understand and all that, but I will never fully get it. But when you are suffering mentally, sometimes you are just incapable of being the mom you want to be or need to be or whatever. And I have to give her grace on that. Because as a child of a parent who has dealt with um, her fair share of mental issues, I know she wasn't always at her best. And I don't hold it against her. You don't. So it's like you'll never fully understand what it is like to be a mother and everything that comes with it. Because at the end of the day, their father is there, their mother is there. So if you don't want to deal with it, here, take them. You know what I mean? So, and at the same time, she's also yelling at Leanne through all of this. And everyone is appalled because it's like, listen, you can be mad at Taylor, but the fact that you are yelling at her mother is so disrespectful, is deplorable. You don't do that. Leanne, Leanne is not a great person, but I would never yell at someone's mother. You just don't do that. That's like, that's what I mean. Um, and then through all of this, don't we then have a ho, 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 here comes Santa? Santa, bad timing. Who was Santa again? Was it Brett? I can't remember. But like, yikes. Everyone wants to step in to help Leanne because she's being yelled at. This is so bad. But at the same time, people don't want to cross to me. That's the other thing. And it's like, no, listen, Demi needs to be knocked down a few pegs. That bitch needs to be knocked down a few pegs. Go over there and say, hey, Demi, do you want to shut the fuck up? Do you want to calm the hell down? Who are you talking to? This is not Taylor. This is her mother. And even if it is Taylor, you don't talk to someone that way. You don't talk down to people in that way. What is wrong with you? Who raised you? Animals? God damn it. Anyway, um, so they there's a there's a gift from Taylor to, I think it was, I don't know who the gift was from, or who it was to, I should say. Um, Maybe it was Demi. I think it was Demi. And she gifted her Jay-Z PR, which if y'all don't realize, that's Jesse's hair care line. That is sweet. Good for you, Taylor. You still get the win even though you weren't there. Anyway, and Jimmy is like, I think we need a board meeting of who is in and who is out. Bitch, bye. This is the thing. She doesn't even seem to realize. You're not reading the room. Literally, people are telling you it isn't that big of a deal. Like, no one should be kicked out of Mob Talk. Um, so this is gonna completely backfire on her. And it is so good. It is so good. Um, then we see Macy with Eric's mom. So Eric again is the man that she was dating in college when she got pregnant with her first child. He, trigger warning, passed away in a car accident. And she's telling his mom about the book. I can see, and I think like, I mean, I can't imagine losing a partner in this way. I've never lost a partner in this way, knock on wood. As actual wood I just knocked on. Um, so I don't know what this feels like, but I can imagine that losing someone in this way, especially when you're so young and when you're just newly pregnant, is is really hard to work through, but I can tell Macy hasn't fully worked through it. And I don't know how that bodes for her marriage. Um, Knowing that maybe in a sense, like I'm sure she loves her husband. I'm not saying she doesn't. But I wonder if like in a way her husband is like in the shadow of this guy because she has such an unresolved business with him. But at the same time, it's like the only way for her to resolve those things is to work through her grief. Maybe this book is gonna help, but I'm just like, ugh. It's still, it feels like it's really fresh, really raw for her still, and it's been a bit. Um, so I really hope she works through that. Then we see Dakota. He's with Ever, and Leanne is here as well. Um, and him and Taylor are officially now broken up. They've cut it off. I think this is for the best. Um, Bear with me, guys. My notes are a little bit messy here. So Jessie had her surgery for her thyroid, and the biopsy that they did on the part that they had, it's benign. So she does not have cancer, which is really good. Um, Macy is here and they're kind of just talking about Demi, um, how she has been acting with everyone, how she's been acting when it comes to Taylor, how she acted with Leanne at the Christmas party. Macy says, Demi is not a good friend. No, she isn't. We've heard from pretty much episode 4 or 5 that she is not a good friend to the best friend she has, and that's Jessie. That alone. And she says, I can tell Demi is mad at me for siding with Taylor. This is what Jesse's saying. But I had your back through Italy. This is what she's saying. Like, Jesse's saying, I had Demi's back through Italy. She's like, I think I need to take a break from Demi. I think that's the best thing to do. And Macy's like, my question is, are you still going to do her hair? No, bitch. Because again, I forget, she does all their hair for fucking free. No, bitch. Either A, you're going to pay me to do your fucking hair, or I'm not doing your hair. That's what I say. Duh. Anyways, today is the day of that big board meeting, quote unquote. And Taylor is pissed about the disrespect towards her mother, and I would be too. Listen, I have come for people for less, okay? When it comes to my mother, don't you fuck with my mom. I will come for your ass so quick. You're not even gonna know what hit you. You just don't do that. Um, so let's talk about Whitney and Miranda's place in Mom Talk. We're gonna start nice and easy. Whitney asks, um, what exactly is the business of Mom Talk? Well, since there's a talk at the end of it, I'm gonna say videos. Like, where it's making videos and but in particular making them together. Um and Whitney does say, and I mean, it hasn't been that long because didn't they not do a Mom Talk video together when they went to like Arizona or whatever? But anyways, she says, so when is the last time we did that though? Michaela says, I haven't seen the effort with Whitney or Miranda. I'm not saying no, but I'm just saying I haven't seen the effort. You know what? Whitney, Whitney's been trying really hard. Where's Miranda been though? We've rarely seen Miranda, honestly. Um, so Miranda, let's wait a little bit more. Let's see you make a little bit more effort, okay, before we let you into Mom Talks. You're still like in this purgatory. So how do we feel about Whitney? Everyone says yes to Whitney. But Taylor says, honestly, I don't care because out of everyone here, I had her back and she hasn't had mine. Boom. It's so true because when they did this before with Whitney, Taylor was the only fucking one who said yes. Everyone else said no. Now, because Taylor is kind of not the big dog anymore, Whitney wants to be like, no, no, it's a no for me. No, Taylor had your back when you never did. And that again just goes to show the difference between Taylor and the difference between Demi, who she seems to be really siding with these days. Um, but majority votes, y'all, Whitney's back into Mom Talk. And Whitney's gonna show her true ass colors real quick. So, Demi, I heard you don't want to be in Mom Talk if I am, Taylor says. Let's talk about that. And Demi's like, well, who said that? Bitch, you said it. You said it. Don't try to be like, oh, but who told you that? Get the fuck out of here. Own up to your shit. No, you said it. You said it. We all heard you. Cameras caught it. So it's like, don't be like, oh, I told you. I hate that. Just say yeah, I said it. Own it. This goes to show again, you are fake. You are a fake person if you can't even own up to the fact that you said what you said. So, um, it's Taylor says, does it really matter? No, it doesn't matter because she said it. Let's take the bitch level out. This is what Demi says, and it's like, but that's the level you've been at. Taylor's just keeping up. That's all. Let's keep it real. And Taylor says, like, I didn't do anything to you. Well, that's not true. That's not true. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a fucking deal. And I don't know why Demi has to make it such a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. So, um, she says, what about your lie? Or was it to me that said that? Maybe it was to me that said, I didn't do anything to you. Maybe what was that? I don't know. But anyways, Taylor says, what about your lie? Oh no, okay, no, I'm right. I'm right. So it was Taylor saying I didn't do anything to you, Demi saying what? And then Demi saying, what about like the lie? That wasn't a lie. Taylor didn't lie. And at the end of the day, we know you've said things about Jesse that's like been proven already. So She's like, I never, um, I didn't lie about that. She said, like, you know, she's like, I didn't say that though. Taylor's like, yes, you did. Then Jesse's like, hold on. What about Jen? She lied about Italy. Well, what was the lie? You, only did the lie ruining things, or this is like, whatever. Um, so Taylor's like, when you said about the children and Dakota, Demi says, how can you be friends with her? Like she's saying to everybody else, not even addressing what Taylor said, because she knows I may be hit too close to the fire there. So instead of addressing Taylor in that, she says to everyone else, like, how can you be friends with her? She's a disgusting human. This is what Demi says. About what? Taylor's not a disgusting human. Taylor's just a human. I'm starting to wonder if Demi's a robot. Out to get everybody. She's like, explain it to me. Everyone says, listen, it's not that serious. Thank you. It's not. And she's like, am I the only one who cares about true friendships? You don't know the first thing about having a true friendship. You don't. Because the minute you see a little taste of fame, you're willing to throw everybody under the bus. You don't know the first thing about friendships. She's like, I want to take some time to think. So they're going to take time to think. Miranda is going to, did I say Miranda? Sorry. Macy is going to Eric's crash site for her healing process. So she's never been there since this happened. They had gone into a fight, she says, I think that day that he got into the accident. And she says, how I found out that he had gone into the accident was someone posting rest in peace Eric Mack. She was 13 weeks pregnant at the time. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. Anyways, before I finish this all up though, I do need to mention to me kind of saying I need to think about this because I didn't mention this before. I didn't remember if we went back to it or not. We don't. But Demi is saying I need to think about this and her basically excluding herself from bomb talk. Did we all notice how Whitney was like, oh, that sucks that like she's gonna be out on Mount Talk, but bitch, I'm back in. That is all she cared about. That is all she cared about. As soon as she got what she wanted, to me who? And nothing changes. Okay. Now let's move on to the next thing. This is the last piece. Layla is meeting up with Macarena, mozzarella, maraschino. Is that actually not his name? I don't know. The guy from Italy, to get the facts straight about the whole situation with Demi. Yes. So what did Demi say? What did she say? And Layla says, well, she said that you were hitting on her, um, saying all of these things to her. He admits, listen, I caught feelings. I did try to kiss her. Sir, she's married. Like, calm down. But anyways, I might have gotten caught up in things, and that's, fair. Then he mentions this rumor that's been going around, and Layla's like, what rumor? Oh, this rumor with Jesse. I'm sorry, what? Where did Jesse come into all this? Now, if we remember, I don't know if I mentioned this, but there was a talk about Jesse seeing this mozzarella dude out in the wild, goes over to him, is like all over him, and that there was rumor that they kissed. That's what we heard. Jesse denies, but that is what was talked about in the episode. So now Jesse's being brought back up. He says, listen, she's saying the kisses didn't happen. It did. It's true. We kissed. Oh. And he says, like, she was all over me that night, blah, blah. And then, like, she kissed me. Or they kissed or whatever. Oh. More than that, though. she's like, "Oh, did you guys make out?" Um, more, more than that. So I said they jumped in my arms, wrapped her legs around me. Listen, the only person I wrap my legs around is my man. So that's 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 too much. Um, he says like they've been talking to each other, talking about meeting up again. Layla is like, I don't know him well. Like, can I trust that he's telling me the truth? Y'all, do we make this very clear? He is saying they had sex. That is what mozzarella dude is saying here, is that they had sex that night. So this is why Layla's like, do I trust him? He says it wasn't just like a one hookup thing. And this is where he says that they had sex. So, okay. I will say that I talked to Ava about this when we were both finished with the episodes. And I was of the mind that it's weird that this was brought up before and Jesse denied it. And I believed her in the moment. I did. I'm like, okay, like it is like she's married. She's not gonna do that, right? Um, but now it's just weird. Like, again, I don't know Marcello, Marcelino, Marcello, whatever the fuck. I don't know this guy. I didn't watch Vanderpump Villa. I did ask, like, is it worth watching? I'm not gonna be watching it. I also don't even bother. So I I'm just like, I need to see this dynamic, but again, I'm not gonna see the dynamic with Jesse. I'm gonna see it with Demi. So to me, as far as we're seeing, nothing happened. Okay, great. But Jessie, on the other hand, I personally think she did. I think she may have had sex with this guy. And I do think that there have been discussions about meeting up again. Ava, on the other hand, doesn't think that's true. So I'm actually real curious, y'all. Um, maybe I'll do a little vote because we do have the tell-all coming on soon. So maybe I'll do a little vote once this comes out and say, hey, where do you all stand on the Jesse and Vanderpump Villa dude? Um, where do y'all stand? I'm really curious because I am seeing the polarization here of people who think it happened, people who think it didn't. And I did talk to people at work as well who also watched the show and also watched Villa who are like, no, I don't think it's true. So I'm really curious, where does everyone stand? So I will do um a poll on Twitter. Seems to be a really good place to do them. Maybe I'll do it on Reddit as well. I'll see. Um maybe on the I'll try to do it on all the socials. So you can kind of maybe expect to see that maybe mid-afternoon. See like where are you all at? Do you think that they did this? And then when we do the next episode, which will be the reunion episode, um, which it'll be in a couple of weeks from now, we can talk about it. Because I'm really curious. But anyways, that is it, y'all. That is it for this episode. That is it for this season of Secret Lives and Mormon Wives. Like I said, we have the reunion coming up. It's coming out July 1st. Of course, I'm covering it. Um, and I don't know if we'll get anything from Demi after this. Maybe Nick will come through and do one with her alone on the podcast. Because this is official reunion episode, so it's not like on his podcast this time. But maybe he'll do something with her separately. I do want to hear from her. But yeah, so it will be really interesting to kind of see that and see how it works out. And I'll see if I can get Ava on that episode. It just depends. So, we'll see how that goes, guys. But until then, that is it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Yeah, I think I said already this might be the only episode you guys are getting today. Um, but otherwise, yeah, we'll start with Hunt for Love. If I can get to it, you'll get that tonight. But if not, it will be starting Monday morning. But anyways, yeah, that is it, guys. That is it for this episode. So if you like what you heard, please rate, review the podcast on either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Also, don't forget that You can also share us with everyone in your life if you really love this. And I do want to read those reviews. I'm definitely getting 5-star ratings, but I want to read those reviews. So send me those reviews and I will read those 4 and 5-star reviews on the podcast. Also, we're on every one of your favorite podcast apps, every one of them, including you can find us on YouTube at Reality Tea Times 2. If you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to either Facebook or Instagram at Reality Tea Times 2. You can also find us on Twitter, TikTok, Reddit at Reality Tea Times 2 Pod. We also have our email, which is at realityteatimes2 at hotmail.com. Definitely want to hear from you guys. And we also have our new website where you can listen to all of these episodes. You can review the podcast on there as well. You can connect with me in any way, all the stuff. It's all there. And you can find me there at www.realityteatimes2, all spelled out, .podpage.io. It's there. And don't forget, I also have my other podcast with my friend Mikkel, Next Week Podcast, where we talk about all kinds of different topics. But you can find us on any of your favorite podcast apps over there as well. Or you can also go to YouTube and you go to Next Take Podcast, as well as our website, which is solo.to/Next Take Podcast. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically that. And again, don't forget, if all of this information is overwhelming, we do have all of the links, everything in our show notes. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks. Bye.